She pulled the trigger. The glass shattered before the echo could catch up. People screamed. Chairs flipped. Blood hit the marble floor in a thin, horrifying line. But the man at the center of it all didn't fall. He turned. Slowly. Deliberately. Like a storm that had just decided where to strike. "Get down," the Mafia boss said. Her breath hitched. Not because of the command. Because he was still standing. She had calculated everything. Wind speed. Distance. Angle. Heartbeat rhythm. She never missed. Never. And yet. He looked straight at her. Across the chaos. Across the impossible. Their eyes locked. "I have 40 seconds left," she said, her voice low, controlled, almost detached. People were still running. Security was shouting. Guns were being drawn. But for a moment. It was just them. 40 seconds. That was all she had left before the toxin in her bloodstream finished its quiet, merciless work. He stepped forward. Not rushing. Not panicking. Just walking like he owned the outcome already. "You picked the wrong day to die," he said. She almost smiled. No one had ever said that to her before. And meant it. Her name was Sera. Or at least, that was the only name she remembered keeping. Everything before the age of 12 was fragments. Screams. Fire. Hands pulling her into a car she didn't recognize. She was raised to be precise. Efficient. Emotionless. A weapon that didn't ask questions. Until one day. She did. And that question had led her here. Bleeding. Dying. And staring down the one man she was supposed to kill. Kael. The man who built an empire out of fear and loyalty. The man who, 3 years ago, had looked at a trembling girl with a gun. And told his men to lower theirs. "Let her go," he had said back then. She never forgot that. Even when she tried to. Now, her hands trembled slightly. Not from fear. From time slipping away. "Why didn't you fall?" she asked. His lips curved faintly. "Because I knew you'd come." That shook her. Just a little. "You're lying." "No," he said calmly. "You just took too long." Footsteps thundered around them. His men closing in. Her exit narrowing. 40 seconds was now 30. Her pulse quickened. "Call them off," she said. He didn't even look back. "They won't shoot unless I tell them to." "Then tell them," she snapped. He studied her. Not her weapon. Not her stance. Her. "You're dying," he said. Not a question. A fact. She exhaled slowly. 25 seconds. Something shifted in his expression. Not pity. Something sharper. "Who did it?" he asked. She hesitated. That was the problem. She never hesitated. "Does it matter?" she replied. "It does if you want them to suffer." Her jaw tightened. That word. Suffer. It carried weight. Because she knew suffering. Lived in it. Breathed it. 20 seconds, she said. "Tell me," he pressed. Her mind raced. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. She was supposed to take the shot. Confirm the kill. Disappear. Die quietly somewhere no one would find her. Instead. She was standing in the open. Talking. Feeling. Failing. "They said you betrayed them," she said finally. His eyes narrowed slightly. "Who?" "The people who made me," she replied. "The ones who turned me into this." 15 seconds. A flicker of understanding crossed his face. Then. Anger. Cold. Controlled. Dangerous. They sent you to clean their mess, he said. She didn't respond. Because that was exactly what this was. A cleanup. A loose end. Her. 10 seconds, she whispered. The world felt heavier now. Slower. Her fingers tightened on the gun. She could still try. One more shot. One perfect shot. But. Why wasn't she moving? Why was she still here? Looking at him. Listening. Drop it, he said quietly. She laughed. A small, broken sound. 5 seconds. Sera, he said. Her heart skipped. How do you? I know everything that matters, he cut in. And right now, what matters is that you don't die for their sins. 3 seconds. Her vision blurred slightly. Too late, she murmured. No, he said, stepping closer now. Not yet. 2 seconds. Her hand wavered. 1. The gun slipped from her fingers. It hit the ground with a hollow echo. And then. She collapsed. Darkness rushed in. But just before it took her. She felt something. Strong arms catching her. A voice, closer now. Fiercer. Stay with me, Kael said. And for the first time in years. She wanted to. If this opening pulled you in, you're going to want to stay till the end, because this story doesn't slow down, it only gets more dangerous, more emotional, and more impossible to walk away from. She woke up choking. Air burned her lungs like it didn't belong there. Her body convulsed, fingers clawing at the sheets as if something invisible was still trying to drag her under. Easy. The voice cut through the panic. Low. Controlled. Dangerously calm. Her eyes snapped open. Dim lighting. Clean ceiling. The faint scent of antiseptic mixed with something darker, like leather and steel. Not a hospital. Not safe. Her instincts kicked in instantly. She rolled to the side, ignoring the sharp pain tearing through her veins, and reached. Nothing. No weapon. No exit within reach. Just him. Standing a few steps away. Watching. You died, Sera rasped, her throat dry. Kael tilted his head slightly. Not today. Her chest rose and fell unevenly. Memory hit her all at once. The shot. The toxin. The countdown. Her voice cracked, I had seconds. You had 8, he corrected. You collapsed at 1. That didn't make sense. The toxin she was given didn't leave survivors. It was designed that way. Clean. Final. She pushed herself up, ignoring the dizziness threatening to pull her back down. What did you do? He didn't answer immediately. That alone told her everything. You interfered, she said, her tone sharpening. I saved you. I didn't ask to be saved. And yet, he replied calmly, you dropped your gun. That hit harder than it should have. Her jaw tightened. That wasn't choice, she said. That was timing. Kael stepped closer. Not threatening. Not hesitant. Just certain. No, he said. That was hesitation. Her pulse spiked. She hated that word. Hated what it implied. Because hesitation meant doubt. And doubt meant weakness. And weakness got you killed. I don't hesitate, she snapped. You did, he said quietly. With me. Silence stretched between them. Heavy. Uncomfortable. Too revealing. She looked away first. That alone irritated her. How long, she asked. 2 days. Her head turned sharply. Impossible. Not really, he said. You're harder to kill than they expected. That word again. They. Her stomach twisted. What did you use? She pressed. A counteragent. She froze. No, she said immediately. There is no counteragent. There is now. Her eyes narrowed. You're lying. He held her gaze. Unshaken. Do I look like I'm guessing? No. That was the problem. Kael Virelli didn't guess. He knew. Always. Why? She asked suddenly. That question slipped out before she could stop it. Why save her? Why risk anything for her? She was sent to kill him. She failed. She was expendable. So why? Because you're not the problem, he said. Her breath caught. Then what is? His expression darkened. The people who poisoned you. A flicker of anger burned in her chest. Good. That was familiar. That was safe. They made me, she said. They used you, he corrected. She laughed bitterly. Same thing. No, he said firmly. Not even close. She swung her legs off the bed, ignoring the weakness still lingering in her muscles. I don't need a lecture, she muttered. You need the truth. I already know it. Then say it, he challenged. She looked at him. Really looked this time. And something about the way he stood. Unmoved. Unafraid. Certain. Made the words harder to say. They wanted you dead, she said slowly. And I failed. That's not the truth, he said. Her patience snapped. Then enlighten me, she shot back. His voice dropped slightly. You weren't supposed to succeed. The room went still. Her heartbeat echoed in her ears. That's not, she started. But stopped. Because suddenly. It made sense. Too much sense. They knew the toxin would kill me, she whispered. Yes. They knew I wouldn't make it out. Yes. Her fingers curled into the sheets. So this was never a mission. No. It was an execution. Kael didn't answer. He didn't need to. The silence confirmed everything. Her chest tightened. Not from pain. From something worse. Betrayal. Cold. Sharp. Personal. They sent me to die, she said, her voice dangerously quiet. They sent you to disappear, he corrected. You just weren't meant to question it. Her mind replayed everything. Every order. Every mission. Every time she was told she was necessary. Valuable. Important. A tool. Nothing more. I gave them everything, she whispered. And they gave you a timer, he said. That broke something. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just a quiet fracture deep inside. I should have taken the shot, she muttered. Kael stepped closer again. This time, close enough that she could feel his presence. Heavy. Grounding. No, he said. You shouldn't have. Her eyes snapped to his. Why? Because now, he said, his voice steady, you have a choice. She stared at him. A choice. That word felt foreign. Unreal. Dangerous. I don't do choices, she said. You do now. And what exactly are my options, she asked. His answer came without hesitation. You walk out that door, he said, and they finish what they started. Her throat tightened. And the other option? His gaze hardened. You stay. Stay. With him. With the man she was trained to kill. That's not an option, she said immediately. It is if you want to live. I already died, she replied. No, he said quietly. You survived. A pause. A shift. Something fragile hovering between them. And if I stay? She asked. His expression turned colder. Sharper. More dangerous. Then we make them regret it. A chill ran through her. Not fear. Something else. Something darker. Revenge. The word settled in her chest like it had always belonged there. They won't stop, she said. I know. They'll come for me. Yes. They'll come for you. His lips curved faintly. Let them. That confidence. It wasn't arrogance. It was certainty. And that made it more dangerous. You really think you can take them down? She asked. I don't think, he said. I plan. She studied him. Weighed everything. The risk. The cost. The consequences. And for the first time in her life, she wasn't being told what to do. She had to decide. Her chest rose slowly. Then fell. They train me to kill people like you, she said. And yet, he replied, you're still here. Silence stretched again. But this time, it felt different. Less like tension. More like something building. If I stay, she said slowly, I don't take orders. His eyes held hers. Good. I don't trust you. I don't need you to. And if this goes wrong? It will, he cut in calmly. She almost smiled. Almost. You're not very reassuring. I'm not trying to be. That honesty. It grounded her more than any lie could. Another pause. Then. Fine, she said. The word felt heavier than it should. I stay. Something shifted in the room. Subtle. But real. Kael nodded once. Not victory. Not relief. Just acknowledgement. Then we start now, he said. Her brow furrowed slightly. Start what? His expression turned lethal. War. Outside the room, somewhere deep in the building. An alarm suddenly blared. Sharp. Urgent. Immediate. Sera's head snapped toward the door. What was that? Kael didn't even flinch. They found you. Her pulse spiked instantly. How? They always do. Footsteps echoed in the distance. Fast. Armed. Closing in. Sera swung her legs fully off the bed, ignoring the weakness as adrenaline surged through her veins. Give me a gun, she said. Kael looked at her. Measured. Then. He reached behind him and pulled one from the table. Placed it in her hand. Cold metal. Familiar weight. Home. Her fingers curled around it instinctively. And just like that. She was back. But different. Because this time. She wasn't fighting for survival. She was choosing it. The door burst open. Gunfire exploded into the room. And Sera didn't hesitate. The first man through the door didn't even finish stepping in. Sera fired once. Clean. Precise. He dropped before his second foot touched the ground. The second came faster, trained, sharp, but Kael moved before Sera could adjust. A single shot. Center mass. No wasted motion. No hesitation. The body hit the floor hard. Gunfire roared from the hallway. Bullets tore into the walls, splintering wood, shattering glass, ripping through everything that wasn't meant to withstand war. Sera ducked instinctively, sliding behind the edge of the bed as another round tore past her shoulder. Her pulse surged. Alive. Awake. Focused. They're not here to extract, she said, checking her magazine in one swift motion. Kael didn't look at her. They're here to erase. That confirmed it. No backup plan. No retrieval. No mercy. She leaned out just enough. Fired twice. 2 more dropped. But more footsteps followed. Too many. They came prepared, she muttered. So did I, Kael replied. He reached to the side, pressing something hidden into the wall. A low mechanical hum vibrated through the floor. Then. A shift. Heavy steel panels slid down over the windows. Locking the room in. Sealing them off. Sera's eyes flicked toward him. You're trapping us. I'm controlling the entry points. Another wave of gunfire hit the door. The hinges screamed. Wood cracked. They'll break through in seconds, she said. Good, Kael answered calmly. That wasn't normal. Sera narrowed her eyes. You want them inside. I want them contained. The door exploded inward. 3 men rushed in at once. Sera didn't think. Didn't calculate. Didn't hesitate. She moved. Shot. Turned. Shot again. The third lunged. Too close. Too fast. She dropped low, twisting just as his blade sliced through the air where her throat had been. Her body reacted before her mind caught up. She slammed the gun into his wrist. Bone cracked. The knife clattered. She grabbed his collar. And drove him straight into the wall. Hard. He collapsed instantly. Breathing. Barely. She stood over him for half a second. Gun raised. Finger tight on the trigger. And then. She didn't fire. A flicker. A pause. A choice. Kael saw it. You're doing it again, he said. Her jaw tightened. Shut up. More footsteps. Louder now. Closer. They'll keep coming, she said. Yes. We need to move. Not yet. Her patience snapped. What are we waiting for? His gaze shifted toward the hallway. Cold. Expectant. For the one who sent them. Her breath hitched. They wouldn't come personally. They already did. A shadow appeared in the doorway. Not rushing. Not hiding. Walking in like he owned the outcome. Sera froze. Not out of fear. Out of recognition. No, she whispered. He stepped into the light. Tall. Composed. Unshaken by the bodies at his feet. You always were hard to kill, he said. Her grip tightened on the gun. You poisoned me. He smiled faintly. I improved you. Rage surged through her veins. You tried to erase me. I tried to end a liability. That word again. Her chest tightened. Say my name, she said, her voice sharp. His eyes held hers. Flat. Unmoved. You don't have one. That hit deeper than any bullet. Her finger twitched. She wanted to shoot. Needed to. But something held her back. Not doubt. Not fear. Something worse. The need to understand. Why? She asked. His gaze shifted briefly to Kael. Then back to her. Because you started asking questions. Her heart pounded. And that's a problem. For people like us, he said calmly. Yes. Kael stepped slightly forward. Positioning himself just enough to shift the balance. You should have stayed in the shadows, Kael said. The man chuckled softly. And miss this? He replied. Watching your empire crumble from the inside. Sera's eyes snapped to Kael. What is he talking about? But Kael didn't answer. And that was enough. Her stomach dropped. You knew, she said slowly. Kael's silence stretched just a second too long. You knew about them, she pressed. About what they were doing. I knew they were planning something, he said. That's not the same thing, she snapped. It's enough. No, she said, her voice rising. It's not. The man in the doorway watched them. Amused. Relaxed. Enjoying this. This is why she's dangerous, he said lightly. She thinks she deserves answers. Sera swung the gun toward him instantly. I deserve the truth. He tilted his head. And if it breaks you? Her eyes didn't waver. Try me. A pause. Then. He sighed softly. Fine, he said. You weren't supposed to survive your last mission 3 years ago. Her breath caught. What? Kael's gaze sharpened. But he didn't interrupt. You were expendable even then, the man continued. But he, a slight nod toward Kael, changed that. Her mind raced. That night, she whispered. You told them to stand down. Kael said nothing. You think that was mercy? The man asked. Her chest tightened. It was strategy. The words felt like a blade sliding under her ribs. No, she said. But her voice lacked certainty. He saw potential, the man continued. A weapon he could use later. Her grip trembled. That's not true. Isn't it? He challenged. She looked at Kael. Searching. Waiting. Needing. Something. Anything. Tell me he's lying, she said. Silence. 1 second. 2. That was all it took. Her world tilted. You used me, she whispered. Kael finally spoke. I kept you alive. That's not the same thing, she snapped. Gunfire echoed faintly in the distance. More enemies approaching. But none of it mattered. Not now. Not in this moment. You don't get to act like this was some kind of favor, she said. I gave you a chance, he replied. You gave me a leash. The man laughed softly. There it is, he said. The truth finally hurts. Sera's breathing turned uneven. Fast. Sharp. Everything inside her was shifting. Breaking. Rebuilding. Wrong. I should kill both of you, she said. Her voice was quiet now. Deadly. Honest. Kael didn't move. Then do it. Her finger tightened. One pull. That's all it would take. End it. End him. End everything. The man in the doorway spread his arms slightly. Go on, he said. Prove you're still ours. That snapped something. Not control. Clarity. Her eyes hardened. I was never yours, she said. And she fired. But not at Kael. The man barely dodged, the bullet grazing his shoulder instead of his heart. For the first time. He reacted. Stepping back. Surprised. Interesting, he murmured. Sera didn't give him time. She moved forward. Aggressive. Relentless. Each shot calculated. Each step deliberate. But he was good. Too good. He deflected. Dodged. Retreated toward the hallway. This isn't over, he said. No, Sera replied coldly. It's just starting. He disappeared into the chaos. Gone. For now. Silence fell for half a second. Then. Distant explosions. More gunfire. The war wasn't slowing. It was escalating. Sera lowered her gun slowly. Her chest rose and fell. Her mind still racing. Then she turned to Kael. No hesitation this time. No confusion. Just one question. Was any of it real? He met her gaze. Steady. Unflinching. Yes. That answer. It wasn't enough. But it wasn't nothing. She looked at him for a long moment. Then nodded once. Sharp. Decisive. Good, she said. Her grip tightened on the gun again. Because now, she continued, her voice turning colder, stronger, something entirely new. We burn them all. And this time. There was no hesitation left. The explosion threw her forward before the sound caught up. Heat ripped through the corridor, slamming into her back like a living thing. The floor vanished beneath her feet for a split second before gravity dragged her down hard. Her shoulder hit first. Pain flared, sharp and immediate, but she rolled through it, already pushing herself up. No pause. No hesitation. Smoke flooded the hallway. Alarms screamed louder now, layered with distant gunfire and collapsing steel. They're breaching the lower levels, Kael's voice came through the chaos, steady as ever. Sera wiped blood from the corner of her mouth, her grip tightening around the gun. They're not here for a fight, she said, scanning the shifting shadows. They're here to wipe everything. Kael stepped beside her, eyes tracking movement through the smoke. Then we make them regret stepping in. Another blast shook the structure. Closer this time. Too close. Sera's instincts screamed at her to move. We're running out of space, she said. We're running out of time, he corrected. That word again. Time. It used to be her enemy. Now it felt like fuel. Where are they pushing from, she asked. Everywhere. Of course they were. This wasn't a strike. This was an execution. Complete. Absolute. A sudden crack split through the air, sniper fire. Sera reacted instantly, grabbing Kael and pulling him down just as the bullet tore through the wall behind where his head had been. Roof access, she said. Kael nodded once. They moved. Fast. Not retreating, repositioning. Every step forward met resistance. 2 more men emerged through the smoke. Sera didn't slow. 2 shots. 2 bodies. But then. A third figure stepped out. Slower. Calmer. Not rushing like the others. Her chest tightened. No. He tilted his head slightly, studying her like she was something unfinished. You're adapting, he said. Her grip hardened. You should be dead. And you should be loyal, he replied. The betrayer. The one who sent her. The one who smiled like none of this mattered. Call them off, she said. He laughed softly. You still think you're worth that? That hit. But not the way it used to. Now it just made her angrier. Try me, she said. He stepped closer, stepping over fallen bodies like they weren't even there. I gave you purpose, he said. Direction. Discipline. You gave me chains, she shot back. And now, he asked. Her voice dropped. Now I choose. A flicker of something crossed his face. Not fear. Interest. Then choose, he said. And suddenly. Everything around her slowed. Not the chaos. Not the gunfire. Her. This moment. This decision. Behind her. Kael. The man who saved her. Used her. Changed her. In front of her. The man who made her. Controlled her. Tried to erase her. Two paths. Both stained. Both dangerous. Kill him, the betrayer said softly. Her heart pounded. Finish what you started. Prove you're still what I made you. Kael didn't speak. Didn't interfere. He just stood there. Waiting. Trusting her to decide. That was new. That was terrifying. Her hand tightened on the trigger. Her breath slowed. Steady. Precise. She raised the gun. Aimed. And for a split second, everything went silent. Then she turned. And fired. The shot hit Kael square in the chest. The impact forced him back a step. The sound echoed. Loud. Final. The betrayer smiled. I knew it. Sera didn't move. Didn't react. Didn't breathe. Then Kael straightened. Slowly. Unshaken. The bullet casing dropped to the floor. Flattened. Armor. The smile on the betrayer's face faltered. Just slightly. You talk too much, Sera said coldly. And then she fired again. This time. At him. The first shot tore through his shoulder. The second grazed his side. The third. He barely dodged. For the first time. He stumbled. Not control. Not perfect. Human. You're choosing wrong, he said, retreating slightly. No, she replied. I'm choosing myself. Gunfire erupted again from behind him. More reinforcements. Too many. Too fast. Kael moved beside her again. Decision made, he asked. Her eyes didn't leave the target. Yeah. What is it? Her voice was calm now. Clear. Deadly. We end this. Kael nodded once. Then reached for her arm. Not like this. She turned sharply. What do you mean? Another explosion cut her off. The floor beneath them cracked. Split. A deep, violent fracture tearing through the structure. The building wasn't just under attack. It was collapsing. They rigged it, Kael said. Her pulse spiked. They're burying everything. Everyone. The betrayer laughed again, even as blood stained his side. If we fall, he said, you fall with us. Sera's mind raced. Options. Angles. Time. Always time. But now. There wasn't enough. We can still get him, she said. No, Kael replied. That stopped her. No, she repeated. His grip on her arm tightened slightly. We lose him now, he said, or we lose everything. Her jaw clenched. That's not a choice. It is if you want to survive. Survive. That word used to mean everything. Now. It felt different. He'll come back, she said. Yes. And if we let him walk. He'll bring more. Her chest tightened. Exactly. That was the problem. Every choice led to more destruction. More blood. More war. The building shook violently again. Chunks of concrete crashed down from above. The ceiling groaned. Time was gone. This was it. 5 seconds, Kael said. Her breath caught. Not a countdown. A reality. 5 seconds before this place became a grave. She looked at the betrayer. Still standing. Still watching. Still waiting. Then. She looked at Kael. The man who didn't force her. Didn't control her. Didn't decide for her. Just stood there. Trusting her. That. That was the difference. Her chest rose slowly. Then fell. Fine, she said. The word tasted like compromise. Like unfinished business. Like war delayed. Kael didn't argue. Didn't question. He just moved. Fast. Decisive. He pulled her toward the side corridor just as the main structure above them gave way. The world behind them collapsed. Steel. Fire. Dust. Everything swallowed in one violent, final crash. Silence followed. Heavy. Thick. Temporary. They didn't stop moving. Not until the air cleared. Not until the noise faded. Not until they were outside. Cold night air hit her lungs. Sharp. Real. Alive. Sera bent slightly, catching her breath. Her body ached. Her mind burned. Her chest still tight with everything left unfinished. He got away, she said. Yes. The word lingered. Uncomfortable. Incomplete. She straightened slowly. Turned to Kael. This isn't over. His eyes met hers. No, he said. It's not. A pause. Then. What now? She asked. His expression hardened again. Focused. Strategic. Lethal. Now, he said, we take everything from them. Sera looked back at the burning wreckage. At everything that almost buried her. At everything she used to be. Gone. Not destroyed. Not erased. Changed. Her grip tightened slightly. Not on a weapon. On something deeper. A decision. They took my life once, she said quietly. Kael watched her. And now? Her eyes lifted. Cold. Clear. Unbreakable. Now I take theirs. In the distance. Sirens began to rise. Too late. Always too late. But this time. She wasn't the one running. This time. She was coming for them. And there was no countdown left to stop her. If this story pulled you in, don't stop here, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. Would you have made the same choice?